Hi YouTube. Once again, may have seen that I uploaded another video last night called, it was airsoft suppressor for large rifles. And I'll be showing you how to make that today, since yesterday was kind of just a quick overview. A lot of my parts are to see, I have pre-made, mostly because, I don't have the parts I need to make a second one to show you guys, so I'll just be going through the steps after working on these. So first thing you'll need is a tape measure, just out of pure necessary. So you'll need a piece of 1.5 PVC. This is cut down to 9.5 inches long. You'll need a 2-inch PVC cap, a hot glue gun, which as you can see is already plugged in and heating up, a chisel, and also a utility knife, electrical tape, a piece of inch diameter Schedule 40 PVC. This one is cut to 10 3/4 inches long. You will need this is what I believe is a 3/32 drill bit. 3/32 diameter drill bit to drill all the little ports in your PVC pipe. One thing I don't have out now is Scotch Blue painter's tape. Any kind of tape works. I prefer this because it's less sticky, but it's also very sticky at the same time. Hard to explain, but it's also kind of thin, so it builds up well. This is a male 1/2 inch, 1.5 screw threaded to a plastic 1.5 tubing adapter. This is a threaded female 1.5 coupling with a female slip coupling on the side. Polyester fiber fill for the noise suppression, which doesn't really matter for a spring gun because that's what this will be used on for me. So I'm not going to go overboard this time like I did with the pistol suppressor, which is for gas guns. So I'm just going to use this little bit here, a rubber mallet to pound the pipe in, a drill or drill press, I use drill press, and a 2-inch hole saw to cut out the cap, which is finished right here. All my parts are already spray painted black, so then I don't have to do it, but that's for the end of the suppressor. So let's get started. One thing I would like to add before we get started, you'll need a hacksaw to cut your PVC, obviously, and if you're lucky enough you can have a PVC tubing cutter, which is just a giant pair of scissors. So yeah, let's get started. So I'm going to start with the basic stuff. You're going to take your 2-inch PVC end cap. You're going to take your drill and hole saw, and you're going to just eyeball this about center. It doesn't have to be perfect because it'll always end up. Just keep this about center. You'll know when it's about. And you'll just drill in, and you'll cut it out. It'll take about 5 minutes, unless you do it on drill press. It took me about 30 seconds. And when you cut it out, your piece will, this is the part you want to keep. You can get rid of the PVC cap with the hole in it. You just want to keep this part. And then, as you can see, this is a 3/8 inch drill bit that I use to drill out the center hole. And you'll drill that out in the hole where the pilot bit for the hole saw went. So it's fairly easy. You don't have to mark anything. Just drill right into that pilot hole. Next thing you'll do is you'll take this, you'll mark it, and you cut it down to 10.5. 9. I'm losing my measurements again. Sorry guys, I have memory problems, sorta. 10 3/4 inches. So you'll cut this down to 10 3/4 inches. You'll take your 3/32 drill bit and drill out all these holes. So you'll just drill holes. There's no set amount, so just do however many you want. I just did 3 to demonstrate because I already have holes drilled in here, but drill as many as you want. The inside will be a little messed up. As of now, the best way I found to get rid of it, take your longest file you have, round it of course, just knock these all down. And you'll have to go in from both sides. The outside should be fairly clean, so that doesn't really matter. Next you'll take your electrical tape and you'll build up enough layers of this tape. I'm only doing one because I already have enough on there. But you'll build up enough layers of that tape to fit the inner diameter of this 1.5 PVC. So it should be fairly snug. So now that this is built up, you can start with the second process, which is you'll take this masking tape and say this is the barrel of my gun. You'll wrap it sticky side up. You'll wrap it sticky side up until you have enough diameter built up of tape that this snugly fits on it, and you'll just tape it, stick it inside, and then you'll hot glue it around the side. So just carefully hot glue this. You don't want to get it inside because then it'll build up too much. But you just hot glue around it, and then when that's done, take your 1/2-inch female threaded slip coupling and just screw that tubing adapter into it as tight as it'll go. These are tapered threads, meaning that the threads get wider as they go in, so that's as far as I can get it, even though if you can see that there's still a lot more threading I can go into, but since they're tapered it's harder to get into, so it doesn't really matter because it's not going to be holding any pressure. Next, take your 1.5 PVC, cut it down to 9.5 inches, and so take your cement, or glue, sorry. I don't want to mess up the paint, so I'm not doing too much. Just like doing any other PVC job. Then you take your glue. And now you'll just cement together your fittings. Your pipe. And slip coupling. Those just get cemented together. And you'll hold it for about 3 seconds. Let that solidify. Now that's about all you can do for now. Alright, now you'll take your inch PVC with the holes and your completed outer can assembly, and you'll slip the first baffle in. Since this is one giant baffle, it doesn't really matter. Push it in about halfway, and then take your, sorry guys, I don't have my tripod today, which kind of sucks. I kind of lost it, I don't know where it is. You can take your fiber fill and just take your small screwdriver and fill it in. Alright, so now that you've done that, take your mallet and just tap that. Keep filling it up and tap this down until the inch PVC is flush with the 1.5 inch PVC. Now take your hot glue gun and just glue all around here. And then when that's solidified, take your chisel. You'll just you'll just flatten this out. So now you have your completed can assembly with inner area. So now you take your hot glue gun, put a large, generous amount of glue all around here. And take your end cap that you cut out and drill a hole. And just simply center it on here and glue it down. Let that cool. Unplug my glue gun. Don't need to burn down the house. Put all my tools away so my dad gets ticked off. And now you have a completed large airsoft barrel suppressor. So now you have a basic completed can and suppressor. Depending on what gun you can use it on gas or electric spring. If you're using gas, I recommend using more fiber fill than you actually saw me using in the video. Completely stuff this thing, but don't pack it all the way in. Spring and AG doesn't really matter. They don't use a compressed gas, so that compressed gas doesn't expand out. So yeah, just take your spray paint, hit up with a few shots, clean up some of my mess up, let that dry, and you have a completed airsoft suppressor for large guns. Thank you for watching. As always, subscribe, comment, rate, like, all that good stuff. Thanks, guys.